Have you ever looked back at a moment and realized you missed something important? A question that sounded casual, innocent, almost meaningless at the time, but later you understood it was an invitation. Most men realize this too late, and once that moment passes, it rarely returns. Today, we bring clarity to something most men over 50 never fully understand. And once you see it, you will never misread it again. Welcome to Legacy of Stoic, where we explore awareness, self-mastery, and the quiet power of understanding human nature. Here is a truth few men are told. Women rarely flirt the way men expect, especially with older men. They do not chase, they do not announce desire, and they do not make obvious moves. Instead, they observe, they test, and they ask questions. And those questions are never random. If you are a man over 50, women already see you differently. They assume experience, depth, and emotional history. Because of that, they approach attraction carefully. They do not want to appear desperate or risk rejection, so they hide desire inside curiosity. Most men think attraction looks like compliments or physical signals, but for mature women, attraction begins with awareness. They want to know if you are present, grounded, and able to notice what others miss. This is where most men fail, not because they lack value, but because they misunderstand the moment. A woman who feels drawn to an older man does not move forward physically first. She moves forward emotionally, and she does it by asking questions that seem ordinary on the surface, but are loaded with meaning underneath. Men over 50 often believe they are invisible, that younger women are not interested, or that women their own age are just being polite. This belief is false. Mature men are often more attractive than ever. The problem is not attraction. The problem is misinterpretation. Women do not communicate interest the way men were raised to expect. They communicate through emotional testing, subtle probes, and questions designed to measure awareness, stability, and masculine presence. The moment a woman begins to see you as a man she could trust emotionally, physically, and intimately, her curiosity changes. Casual conversation turns into intentional curiosity, and she starts asking questions that are not about information, but about connection. These questions are designed to reveal your emotional grounding, your openness, and your direction in life. To understand why these questions matter, you must understand feminine psychology, especially with older men. Women fear emotional exposure, so they protect themselves by disguising interest as curiosity. If you miss it, she will not repeat it, because women rarely offer emotional invitations twice. Women use questions the way men use actions. When a man is interested, he offers time, attention, or presence. When a woman is interested, she asks something that creates emotional closeness without risking rejection. These questions are not nosy, they are diagnostic. They measure your calmness, confidence, and awareness. They are emotional bridges, and when you step onto them with presence, everything changes. Most men answer these questions literally, but a grounded man hears what is underneath. When a woman is attracted to you, she does not need your achievements or long explanations. She needs to feel your presence, calm, stable, and aware. The first question is always about emotional availability, not your schedule, but whether there is space for her in your life. She is asking if you are open or closed, receptive or sealed inside routine. This question often sounds like small talk, such as asking if you spend a lot of time alone, or if you are seeing anyone. But it is never about loneliness. It is about access. She asks because she is already imagining herself near your life. Most men answer too literally, but a grounded man responds with balanced masculinity, confidence without neediness, openness without emptiness. A response that signals strength, selectivity, warmth, and safety. When you answer like this, she feels possibility, and that leads naturally to the second question. What are you looking for these days? This is not casual curiosity. This is evaluation. Women do not ask this unless they see potential. She is reading your internal compass. Women do not follow drifting men. They follow anchored men. She wants to know if you have movement, purpose, and emotional clarity. Men fail here by answering vaguely, which communicates stagnation. You do not need a speech, you need direction. When you show clarity and intention, you allow her to see herself within your life. Desire grows where clarity exists. Women are not looking for perfection. They are looking for presence. When she asks the first question, she is testing openness. When she asks the second, she is testing direction. Openness plus direction creates emotional gravity, and that gravity is what makes a man unforgettable. In real life, the conversation flows, the eye contact softens, and the question appears. If you recognize it, the moment deepens. If you miss it, the door closes quietly, and women rarely reopen emotional doors. Remember this: a woman who desires intimacy will not announce it, she will not confess it, she will ask questions. Are you open, and do you have direction? If you recognize these signals, you will never again wonder whether a woman is interested. If this message resonated, support Legacy of Stoic by liking and subscribing, and comment, "I see the signs," to show you are ready to apply awareness instead of guessing. Stay grounded, stay aware, and stay stoic.